जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Tuesday. It is 27th of May. It is Jyeshta Masa, Rikrama Masa, Sukla Paksham, and Pajmi Arthatipat. It is the first day of the Sukla Paksham. So there are no Vaishnava events in the calendar today. So we shall quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Buddha is remembering and speaking all the pastimes of Krishna to Vidura. So in the yesterday's session, he was mentioning about the Kaliya snake, how Krishna has subdued Kaliya snake and drive away the snake towards again to back to Ramanaka Dvipa, where all the snakes are there. And also he has given assurance that Garuda would not harm Kaliya snake. Vipannan Vishapanena Nigruhya Bhujagadipam Uttapya Apayad Gavaha Tattoyam Prakriti Sitam. And then after the Kaliya snake has left the Yamuna river and he has purified by touch of his body on the water, and then water is now reinstated as it was before. Toyam Prakriti Sitam, the natural position of the water. And then Uttapya Apayat Gavaha, and he made the cows to drink that water as well, and making sure that people would not die if we drink the water. Previously, it was contaminated. And then after that pastime, Buddha also remembered the pastime of Govardhana Leela, and then he made his father Nanda Maharaja to perform the Govardhana Puja instead of the Indra sacrifice. And he wanted to spend all the opulences of his father with the Guru Bharasya Chikeshan Sad Vyayam Vibhuhu. Chikeshan Sad Vyayam Vibhuhu. So proper utilization of the money and the wealth. So for that, Ayajayat Gosavena Gopurajam Vijottamaihi. For that purpose, proper utilization of wealth and opulence, he wanted to perform Go Puja. So worshipping of cows and the land, and Gopuradam Vijottamaihi, using the learned and scholar Brahmanas. Vijavuttamaihi. So likewise, Uddhava has mentioned about he wanted to do the Go Puja. And also in order to curb the pride of Indra. So today, just in extension to that yesterday's shloka, so Uddhava is remembering. So by when he has performed that sacrifices, Go Pujas and all those stuff, Govardhana Puja, at that time Indra got very angry, and because he was bit perturbed, and he felt that he was insulted. He felt he was insulted. So at that time he has sent the Samvartaka, so those rains which are poured at the end of the devastation. So at the end of the millennium, so with too much of devastating rains, the entire earth will be sunken in the waters. So such kind of rains he has sent to the Vrindavana. Those were just like a big columns or big pillars. That water drops are big pillars like that. Stona. So in such Stola Varshadharaha. Likewise, he has sent, and also the fierce winds as well, because he was simply disrespected. So likewise, Buddha is remembering that past time. And then Lord has, by looking at the Vrindavana people, so the Lord has lifted the Govardhana hill just like a child lifts the mushroom in such a way. He has easily lifted it, and he has kept on his left hand small finger for 7 days and 7 nights without having water and food. And just he has nourished all the people of Vrindavan just by his glances. And they have lived very happily for 7 days. Okay, so we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, second chapter, verse number 33. वर्षति इन्द्रे व्रजः कोपात् भग्नमाने अतिविह्वलः गोत्रलीला आतपत्रेण त्रातो भद्र अनुगृह्णत वर्षति इन्द्रे व्रजः कोपात् वर्षति इन्द्रे in pouring the water Indre by the king of heaven Indra. Vrajaha is the land of cows, Vrindavana. And why he has done Kopat Bhagnamani, having been in anger and being insulted. Kopat Bhagnamani Ativihvalaha, and highly perturbed. For a highly respected man, if there is small things are happening, if no one is caring about him, he would be perturbed and he would also get angry. Okay, Bhagnamani Ativihvalaha. Gotra Leela Atapatrena. Gotra is the hill for the cows, that is Govardhana hill for the cows. Leela Atapatrena by the pastime of umbrella. By the Atapatrena. Atapatra is the chatra, just lifting like an umbrella whenever the Lord is going in the streets. So we keep the white umbrellas on top of the Lord. So that is Atapatra. Gotra Lila Atapatrena Trato Bhadra Anugruhnata Trata. And all the Vrindavana people, the Vraja people were protected. All the cows and everyone. Trataha Bhadra, O sober one, O Vidura, Anugruhnata by the merciful Lord. Likewise, Uddhava is saying to Vidura. Vachati Indre Vrajaha Kopat Bhagnamani Ativihvalaha Gotreda Atapatrena Trato Bhadra Anugruhnata. The translation for this shloka. O sober Vidura, King Indra, his honor having been insulted, poured water incessantly on Vrindavana. And thus the inhabitants of Vraja, the land of cows, were greatly distressed. But the compassionate Lord Krishna saved from danger with his pastime umbrella, the Govardhana hill. Govardhana hill was lifted just like an umbrella. Okay, so there is no purport, but still we shall read something from Lord Krishna lifts the Govardhana hill from here. So can I request unallocated devotees? Then Srestha Mataji, would you like to read the 10 of this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare
Text
Krishna,
one
all
to
devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Sure, Prabhuji.
text 1 to text
From
10.
text 1 to text 10, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sukadev Goswami said, My dear King Parikshit, when Indra understood that his sacrifice has been put aside, he becomes furious with Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherdsmen who were accepting Krishna as their Lord. Text 2. Angry Indra sent forth the cloud of universe destruction known as the Sam, Sambar, Sambartaka, imagining himself the supreme controller. He spoke as follows. Text say, Indra said, just see how these cowherd men living in the forest have become greatly intoxicating by their uh, prosperity. They have surrendered to an ordinary human being, Krishna, and thus they have offended the God. For their their thinking shelter of Krishna is just like the foolish attempt of man who abandon transcendental knowledge of self and instead try to cross over the great ocean of material existence. in the false boat of fruitive ritual sacrifice. 5. These cowherd men have acted uh, inimically towards me by taking shelter of this ordinary human being, Krishna, uh, who thinking himself very wise, but who is simply a foolish, uh, arrogant, over talkative child. 6. To the cloud of the distraction, King Indra said, the prosperity of these people have made them mad with the pride, and their arrogance is the backing up by Krishna. Now go and remove their pride and bring their animals to destruction. 7. I will follow you to Braja. I will follow you to Braja, riding on my elephant, um, Airavata, and taking with me the swift and the powerful wind God to uh, decimate the cowherd village of Nanda Maharaj. 8. Sukadev Goswami said, O Indra, order the cloud of universe destruction relay, relies ultimately from their bones went to the cowherd posture of Nanda Maharaj. There they began to torment the inhabitants by the powerful pouring down torrent, torrent, torrent of rain upon them. 9. Mm, propel, uh, propelled by the fearsome wind gods, the cloud blazing with the lightning bolt and the roared with the thunder as they hauled it down the hill's stone. 10. As the clouds release torrents of the rain as stick as massive columns, the earth was submerged in the flood, and the high ground could not longer be distinguished from low. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Many mistakes, forgive me, please. Do I
Okay.
need to continue, Prabhuji, or
No, no, Mataji, thank you so
thank
much.
you? Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, can I request next Prabhati Sachi Mataji, would you like to read from 11 to 20 if you are available?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hangma
Oh,
Mataji, yes.
yes. Hare Krishna. Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear properly because my connection of disturbance. Did you ask me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, you can read from 11 to 20, please.
Yes, of course, Prabhuji. The cows and other animals shivering from the excessive rain and wind, and the cowherd men and ladies, pained by the cold, all approached Lord Govinda for shelter. Trembling from the distress brought about by the severe rainfall, and trying to cover their heads and calves with their own bodies, the cow approached the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The cowherd men and women addressed the Lord, Krishna, Krishna, O most fortunate one, please deliver the cows from the wrath of Indra. O Lord, you are so affectionate to your devotees. Please save us also. Seeing the inhabitants of his Gokula rendered practically unconscious by the onslaught of hail and blasting wind, the Supreme Lord Hari understood that this was the work of angry Indra. Sri Krishna to himself, because we have stopped his sacrifice, Indra has caused this unusually fierce, unseasonable rain together with terrible winds and hail. By my mystic power, I will completely counteract this disturbance caused by Indra. Demigods like Indra are proud of their opulence, and out of foolishness, they falsely consider themselves the Lord of the universe. I will now destroy such ignorance. Since the demigods are endowed with the mode of goodness, the false pride of considering oneself the Lord should certainly not affect them. When I break the false prestige of those bereft of goodness, my purpose is to bring them relief. I must therefore protect the cowherd community by my transcendental potency, for I am their shelter, I am their master, and indeed they are my own family. After all, I have taken a vow to protect my devotees. Having said this, Lord Krishna, who is Vishnu himself, picked up Govardhana hill with one hand and held it aloft just as easily as a child holds up a mushroom. The Lord then addressed the cowherd community: O father, O mother, O residents of Raja, if you wish, you may now come under this hill with your cows. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so can I request another devotee to take a turn, please? From 21 to 30, please. Hemlata Mataji, are you
Hare
available?
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. You should have no fear that this mountain will fall from my hand, and don't be afraid of the wind and rain, for your deliverance from these afflictions have already been arranged. Their mind thus specified by Lord Krishna, they all entered beneath the hill, where they found ample room for themselves and all their cows, wagons, servants, and priests, and all other members of the community as well. 23. Lord Krishna, forgetting hunger and thirst and putting aside all considerations of personal pleasure, stood there holding up the hill for 7 days as the people of Vraja gazed upon him. When Indra observed this exhibition of Lord Krishna's mystic power, he became most astonished. Pulled down from his platform of false pride and his intentions thoughted he ordered his clouds to desist. Seeing that the fierce wind and rain had now ceased, the sky had become clear of rain clouds, and the sun had risen. Lord Krishna, the lifter of Govardhan Hill, spoke to the cowherd community as follows. Lord Krishna said, my dear cowherd man, please go out with your wives, children, and possessions. Give up your fear. The wind and rain have stopped, and the rivers high waters have subsided. After collecting their respective cows and loading their paraphernalia into their wagons, the cowherd men went out. The women, children, and elderly persons gradually followed them. While all living creatures looked on, the Supreme Personality of Godhead put down the hill in its original place just as it had stood before. All the residents of Vrindavan were overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and they came forward and greeted Sri Krishna according to their individual relationship with him. Some embarrassing him, others bowing down to him, and so forth. The cowherd woman presented water mixed with yogurt and unbroken barley corns as a token of honor, and they showered auspicious benedictions upon him. Mother Yashoda, Mother Rohini, Nand Maharaj, and Balram, the greatest of the strong, all embraced Krishna, overwhelmed with affection. They offered him their blessings. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request other devotee to read three small ones?
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Yes, Mataji, please.
In the heavens, O King, all the demigods, including the Siddhas, Sadhyas, Gandharvas, and Charanas, sang the praises of Lord Krishna and showered down flower in great satisfaction. My dear Parishit, the demigods in heaven resoundingly played their
conch shell and circle drums, and the best of the Gandharvas, led by Tamburu, began to sing. Surrounded by his loving cowherd boyfriends and Lord Balram Krishna then went off the place where he had been tending his cows. The cowherd girls returned to their homes, singing joyfully about the lifting of Govardhan Hill and other glorious deeds performed by Lord Krishna, who had so deeply touched their hearts. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. And all Mataji, Steni Srishta Mataji, Hema Mataji, Hemlata Mataji, Usha Mataji. Thank you so much for reading. So it's a very beautiful pastime of lifting of Govardhan Hill. And also, so with the Govardhan Hill, there is one pastime with Chakleshwar Mahadev. Again, there is I think Lord Ananta may be coming, and then when the rainwater was falling, and then he take care surrounding the Govardhan Hill so that he will hold the water. Agastya Muni will come and drink that water, and there is a pastime of it. So for that one story goes with the Chakleshwar Mahadev. Chakleshwar Mahadev is in the near to the Govardhana Hill, and where Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir are also there. Mansi Ganga is there, and next to the Mansi Ganga, Chakleshwar Mahadev, and Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir, they're all together next to Mansi Ganga only. So that pastime is connected to that Chakleshwar Mahadev. And so coming back to here, this lifting of Govardhana Hill. So that's why if we understand the the spirit soul within our body, which is giving the subtle elements like mind, intelligence, ego, and the consciousness. Mano, buddhi, ahankara, chittamiti antaratmakam. Chaturdha lakshade bhedo vrucha rupa lakshanaya. Vrucho rupa lakshanaya. So by the symptoms, so consciousness is exhibited, mind, intelligence, and ego, these four are exhibited. These are the four expansions. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Tubhyam. Pradyumnaya Aniruddhaya Namah Sankarshanaya Cha. One has to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead with his Chaturvyuha by the expansion of Chaturvyuha. So these are symptoms. And the main thing is the life force. So Krishna expands Vasudeva, Sankrishna, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha in the Goloka Vrindavan. And then as images of man is made in the image of God. So we have got also the similar kind of thing, life force, consciousness, and then ego, mind, intelligence. These are things. So, but these are, and mind is again, it grasps all this it acquires the knowledge through the knowledge acquiring senses. What are they? Eyes, this jnanindriyas, five jnanindriyas, and then this grasp the sense objectives. It will grasp and store all these things and influence the mind. And mind will store. So this is sometimes if we do not control the mind, what happens? Sometimes even though it is not right, our mind forces us to do something like that. And if we do not try to do, it will become like a great enemy to us. But actually, why we have got the senses? Only to fulfill the needs of the body, to serve the purpose. They are meant for the spirit soul, not for the only to satisfy the mind. And in other way, Indra is also kind of mentions like a god of the mind, something like that. But actually, Aniruddha is the one who is controller of the mind. And Sankarshna is the false ego, and Pradyumna is for the intelligence, and Vasudeva is for the pure consciousness. So these are the expansions of the demigods. But here, Indra, who is absorbed in the materialistic way, and when he was enraged, so this is the Bhagnamani, when he was disrespected, when the mind is not fulfilled with its desires, then it will create so many other disturbances within us. So at that time, we have to Atmaika Sarudo Munihi, Nistango Vajrat Chonim. So this is Atmaika Saranamani. One has to take the shelter of the self-realization, shelter of the spiritual. That is what we understand. Who am I, first of all? And then once we come to that consciousness, understand that I am the spirit soul, not the mind, not intelligence, not the senses, and all those things. Then engage all our senses in the Hrishika, uh, Hrishikesha Sevanam, Bhaktiruttama. Engage the senses only for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spirit soul, the life, that is the life force, not for to please the mind. Senses are not for pleasing the mind. It is meant for to serve the spirit life force. Likewise, and also these are meant for Hushikesha, who is the Lord of the senses. Krishna is the Lord of the senses. Just if we reflect on those terms, so then Lord will protect us, rescue all the senses and everything else, all our activities to be in the right state. So this is just one kind of reflection. So what Krishna is doing and how he can control everyone, all the demigods, that is internal potency. In somewhere we see that Lord Krishna, by internal potency, he has applied mystic powers. Okay, so and here Indra was mentioning Krishna as the Vachalam, and then so many things he has used: Vachalam, Balistam, Stabdham, Ajnam, Panditamanina, Krishna Matyam Upasritya. Krishna Matyam, he is thinking that Krishna is the ordinary person, ordinary human child, but actually avadhananti mam hoda manushim tanumashitam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Foolish people think that I am the also taken as like a ordinary human being, Krishnam, but here Indra is like acting like the Krishnam matyam upasritya gopame chakshur apriyam. In such a way he was treating Krishna. Yes, so likewise many things he has, many things to learn from these pastimes, Govardhana pastimes. There is so much of that, but okay, so as a pastime, so Krishna lifted Govardhana hill, and all the people of Vrindavana and cows, everyone are protected. This is Gotra Lila Atapatrena Trato Bhadra Anugruhnata. Krishna is all compassionate Lord. Okay, so likewise, this is very beautiful thing. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay, so we shall move to the Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today, letter to Balai, August 17th, 1970, Tokyo. Okay, can I request another unallocated devotee to read this letter, please?
Shall I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
My dear Balai Dasi, please accept my blessings. I beg to thank you very much for your very nice letter along with some pictures of your daughter Nandini Dasi. I am so glad to see that you are raising your daughter in Krishna consciousness, and that is your duty as conscious mother to give your child proper education in spiritual living. It is very encouraging to me to know that both yourself and your good husband are combined so nicely for setting the example of Krishna consciousness family life. And now you have such a good daughter who is naturally devotee of Krishna. So if you kindly continue to advance on these lines, as I have already chucked out from your perfection of life in Krishna service is guaranteed. Please offer my blessings also to your good husband, Sriman Advaita and your daughter Nandini Dasi. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever ruler Esi Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Why not your daughter to contribute to my book, found whatever she collects? Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any points Prabhuji wanted to add?
Yeah, the points is very clear in here, Prabhu. So, it's very important for us to um, become ourselves Krishna conscious, and give our children the same lesson for to become a devotee of Krishna, and give the all sources and all facilities to become Krishna consciousness and to support them. Haribol Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So Prabhupada has already mentioned, I have already chalked out for your perfection of life in Krishna service is guaranteed. It is not only for Balai Dasi, but it is for everyone. So our paths are very clear in Krishna consciousness. There are no doubts in this one, no hesitations for a faithful devotee. So who is progressing in spiritual path. Um, he has got everything he requires. Only his desire is whether he wanted to step forward or not. It is up to his decision. Okay, so that is Prabhupada's arrangement for everyone, setting the example of Krishna consciousness family life. And also just encouraging the child. Why not ask your daughter to contribute to my book fund, whatever wherever she collects? It is small encouraging the children to do little service to the Krishna in Krishna consciousness. So they will also be engaged in devotional service. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the updates point of view, so today evening we have got preaching practice session at 8 p.m. by Hemlata Mataji. And then another thing is in the WhatsApp group in our Sangha, Vrindavan Das Prabhuji, he is raising the money for the Radha Yatra that is happening in the West Bengal. And the devotees kindly support that one, whatever is possible. So it has come up, and also many devotees are supporting. So knowing the circumstances that they were non-Vedic civilization is just creeping up too much and then making disturbances in the society. And performing this Jagannath Rath Yatra, it would help. And again, appraising the Vedic culture there, and then Krishna's way. So with Krishna's presence, everything will auspicious happens. Auspicious events happen. People will be benefited. Okay, so that is just a request. That is from my side. And the devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to add anything to that event, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, so if there are no updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पन्थानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय श्रील
Samaveda
प्रभुपाद
Bhakti
की
Ki Jai,
जय
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण